Hey, I'm Mako and welcome to The Lab, a series where I document my journey towards becoming a great Melee player. Now, I just worked out that I've got about 3 weeks until I'm going to SXC, which is my first ever interstate tournament. I'm going to Adelaide, which is in South Australia, in order to compete there. So I've just realized I've got 3 weeks to get my puff in shape if I want to have any chance of competing at SXC. So I was thinking a little bit about it, what could I do to try and get my puff ready, because obviously I don't have a lot of time. And so I thought about what are the biggest things I can work on that are going to have the biggest payoffs for me. And so the first thing that came to mind was L cancels. Okay, I need to be able to L cancel, which is something I can't do at the moment because I previously paid Peach and didn't bother learning it. So I need to learn how to L cancel. I would also like to learn rest setups, a bunch of rest setups, because obviously that's going to give me big payoff. If I can get the rest setups, like when Puff crouches and Sheik or Marth try and grab and you can rest them, that sort of stuff would be awesome, as well as, tech traps for Fox or whatever. If I can learn that, any one of those would be really good, especially being able to punish like Falcon, Sheik, Marth from their up Bs, because obviously they have landing lag. That'd be great. So rest setups, learn the wall of pain, which is just the wall of back airs. So if you watch me play, you'll see that I miss a lot of L cancels. So basically every time I flash red, I'm missing an L cancel. If it flashes white, then I'm hitting my L cancel. Oh, I got one. I'm also trying to practice my L cancels while playing against this 20XX Fox, because I want to be under some pressure when I practice. Because I find that if I practice something when I'm not under pressure, then as soon as I'm under pressure, it goes away. So I decided to skip what would normally be a good step to do, which is to just lab it and practice it heaps, with no pressure on. I decided that instead I'm going to put some pressure on, because I know how to do it. I just don't have the timing down. So if I can get the timing down under pressure from this Fox, then hopefully when I go into tournament, then I can do it properly as well. Actually, something that I just thought of that I need to learn as well is rising pounds. So if I want to do good edge guards, if I want to have a better recovery, then I'm going to need to do rising pounds. When it comes to rest setups, that's a harder thing to learn. I don't actually know what the rest setups are. So full list of rest setups. Please tell me someone has made a full list of rest setups. Okay. SSBM. All Jigglypuff rest setups. Oh, here's one from June 2016. Let's have a look at this first one. That was ranked number 1. Okay. Not that many there. Let's see this one that is next. Okay, so this looks like a good list of rest setups. So I'm going to need to go through this, read them, and then try and practice some of them. Wall of pain is something I'm going to need to practice as well. Just get better at throwing out back airs. Obviously my movement's not that great in terms of fading in and out at the moment, but that will come over time. I feel like that will just come over time. Okay, yeah, something that I need to practice as well is going to be my edge guarding. So obviously if I can edge guard well, then that's going to get me a lot of mileage as well. So what have I got? L cancels, rest setups, wall of pain, rising pound, edge guarding, and then like overall movement. But I feel like that will come with time, just playing as this character. Now I'm going to try something that's pretty controversial in the scene, and something that I spoke to Thralls about it and he thinks it's absolutely dumb, but I'm actually going to try and play Puff the same way H-Box does. I figure he's the best in the world. He plays very unorthodox style. I'm going to give it a go and see what it's like. Maybe it'll be dumb and I'll need to go back to regular, but maybe it'll work. So this means that I'm going to do all my jumping with the analog stick, not with X or Y. I'm going to use the C stick and Z for all my attacks. I'm also going to L cancel with Z as well. And so the reason that I actually quite like this, because I've been doing it for about a day or two, is that when you hold your controller, if you're jumping as well, then obviously like your thumb needs to move around a lot to get to the C stick. But when you're jumping with the analog stick, even though I guess it's not optimal, your hand is always on the C stick. And so because you're so reliant on throwing out moves in the air as path, it's so good just to have your finger there, and then you only really move it to move it for B. And you can also do neutral air with Z because you don't need to move up to A. So I kind of like that. It's really just, you know, for rest, sing, and pound that I'm going to be using B, and I'll probably use, Hungrybox only uses the right trigger, I'll probably use the left. He also wave dashes by going up, down, right, and I'm not sure if I can do that. That's probably going to be too hard, at least in the next 3 weeks. So I'll probably still wave dash with jump out of shield, but I'm not going to focus on wave dashing too much. So as I play, I'm basically trying to do that, and it's actually like, it's a really hard habit to break, and I'm often find myself jumping with Y, which is what I used as Peach, and making mistakes. So like, as I said, it's something that I'm trying. It may be dumb as Thralls thinks it is, or it could work for me. I'm not sure. I'm not like absolutely committed to it where I think like this is the best way. It's just something that I figure I'm changing characters anyway, might as well try it. That's something I need to get good at punishing, is the illusion. I should be able to rest that. So that's what I'm going to be practicing at the moment. I will try and get some net play in maybe this afternoon or something like that. Just practice my movement. I'm going to have to practice over and over again. I'm going to have to work out a way to practice the rest setup. So that'll be in a future video that I'm going to read through those rest setups as well as try and work it out. So that's it for today. Until next time, keep calm and play Melee.